I've never been good at beginnings. Do I address this as dear or darling or you? I can never quite tell these days. Because of Operation Security, I cannot know where you are. I cannot know when you might come back or even when I might be able to talk to you again. I can't even address this to you, knowing your own eyes may read it first. I know all of this, but it never makes it better. I'm a terrorist. I'm a fault. I could let the nation fail because of my loose lips.
If you look into recent history, their vote in Bosnia made no sense. I mean, no one is questioning. In Bosnia, it's a stable country now. It's not filled with love and joy, but it's not in civil war.
Well, also Russia had no problem being involved in Chechnya. They had no problem interfering in Abkhazia. I was in Sukhumi for the fall of Sukhumi, and there were Russians intimately involved.
And
Some days I really hate
one is
America.
to keep Assad from using these weapons again. So whether he moves them around becomes very, very.
And some days, I don't know.
This is classified as a crime against humanity.
I jerked off a few days ago when I was thinking about you. No, don't be grossed out. It's a compliment. Cut! Oh, fuck me. Why is it so difficult? She's not even here. It's not like you're practicing for a possible conversation that will take place here. Calm the fuck down, man. All of this is in your head. She's not even here. You're at a fucking Starbucks typing in your work order forms during your lunch break because your boss is too lazy to do it. Take 4. I'm really sorry I couldn't see a film with you this Sunday. I really am. I've had a weird night on Saturday, stressed out by everything and nothing at the same time. And honestly, I wasn't the type of person I wanted you to see me as. And I'm sorry I can't even apologize for me not showing up. But you continue to talk to me, so that must mean you don't completely hate me, right? And for that, I'm grateful. More grateful than I'd like to let on, actually. Cut! What was that for? I thought I did a pretty decent job. Well, yeah, you did, but what the hell? You are barely that personal with Brian. I don't want to sleep with Brian, though. True point. Take 5. When I get lonely, I think of you, and I would love to let you know that, but I don't think that would be allowed. Cut! Are you serious? Are you really going to pull that line? Be a man. Stand your ground. You don't owe her. Shut up. I need to say this. You aren't saying it, though. You're thinking all of this. You are focusing too much on this fiction instead of the reality before you. Take 6.
Yeah. What kind of story you want to hear?
Can you tell me about when you first saw me?
When I first saw you. I don't really remember that. You were with your sister, weren't you?
When?
November. I said hello to you at the cafe. We ran with the same lads, so I recognized you from one line.
I remember that cafe.
Yeah?
Didn't know who you were then.
Then I held open the door for you and your sister and went back outside. I was with Joey and boy she was shagging at the time. What's his name?
Brian.
Right, Brian. Whilst all that was going on, you came back outside and got in your car, which, if I remember, was parked right in front of our table. And you looked at me. And I looked at you. And then you got in your car. You had the music blaring real loud. And your sister, she rolled down the window and yelled something out, but we laughed because we couldn't understand her.
Is that all that happened?
Was that all? What more do you want? My story had romance, intrigue, that inspired by true events bit. What more could you want?
Mary had the blondest hair that I have ever known. Nazi blonde would have been the name of the hair dye. She was probably the most conventionally hot girl I've ever been with. Solid 9 out of 10. So naturally I was scared the whole time because I knew that she was way too good for me. We were together for exactly 2 months and 13 days when she called out of nowhere and dumped me. I guess she finally figured out that she was way too good looking for me. Whatever. Sarah and I were together for 5 months. Or was it 6? Anyways, she had no hair dye worthy color and was pretty much average looking. I felt way more comfortable being with her in public because on the hot or not spectrum, we pretty much evened out. She had this weird thing though that whenever she laughed, she would clap like a circus seal. It was fine at first, but by 5, maybe 6 months, it started to annoy the shit out of me so much so that I went out of my way to not make her laugh. She ended things with a text message, and I did not have to ask her why. I went out of my way to make her unhappy. I would have broken up with me too. Alicia was my most recent endeavor at trying not to die alone. We went on a mind-blowing record of 3 dates before things ended. At first glance, you knew she had a good personality, and then eventually you could see her good looks. Most importantly, she had an acceptable laugh, thank Christ. That said, I honestly don't know what went wrong. I was the perfect gentleman. I did the confirmation text before the date, the door opening spiel, paid for her dinner, let her talk a lot. All the things that guys are supposed to do, right? I don't know what I did to fuck it up, but after our last date, she stopped picking up. Fucking bitch. One of my friends once told me that I should forget about dating and love and just be single. It'd empower me. Sounds like a feminist.
I start with an apology for not trying hard enough to make it work, for not caring enough to want to make it work, for not caring about you, not caring about you. I don't think I ever loved you. I don't think I ever loved you. I don't think I ever loved you. Love is too strong a word. I don't think I would want to have loved you, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to you? Mutual interest might be more truthful. Curiosity, maybe. You didn't look too shabby either, if I remember correctly. Jeez. I could never have loved someone who wore hoodies with the hood up. Come on. You never fooled anyone. You just wanted to look like you were different than the weak, scared person that you were. To have wasted one of my great loves on you would have been an insult to myself more than you. How could I have possibly loved someone who made me feel useless? Who made me feel typical? Who made me feel typical? How could I have possibly loved someone who made me feel useless? How could I possibly love someone who did not like me back? How could I have possibly loved someone who did not like me back? Anyway, unrequited love is such a waste of time. Unrequited love is such a waste of time. You still have my sweatshirt, but you can have it. It's not like I would want it back now anyway. I did like you at one point. Though that time now feels like a dream, a daydream, a broken memory. Did you even exist? I don't know if I would rather have spent 6 months on an illusion or with you. Wait. Can we cut out that line? Can we... Wait, sorry. Can we cut out that line? Can we do that again?